Share with that.
Fish and grits, and we are back like we never left. We're gonna get into a little bit of MVP talk. You know, we got a lot of candidates out there. Of course, we so biased. We feel like James Harden deserves it, but you also got to talk about Russell Westbrook. Of course, you got to mention LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Isaiah Thomas. If you feel like he deserves it a little bit, you know, the MVP race. It seems like it's gonna come down to the last few months. It depends on who's gonna get hot, who's gonna start to fall off. It's hard for me to see Russell getting it, just because his team is so low in the rankings right now. I mean, rated at 6. I don't think we ever seen a MVP candidate go lower than number 3 team as far as record. So it's gonna be hard for me to see him win it. I think it's a toss up between James Harden and Russell. When I actually do look at it, I do feel like Kawhi Leonard deserves a lot of talk, at least for having his name out there from what he's able to do on the offensive side of the ball, coming off a year where he won Defensive Player of the Year. So he's elevating his game, like I was telling you a little bit earlier. And then, of course, you got LeBron James, who arguably could be the MVP for the last 10 years, depending on how you feel about that. But when the votes go in at the end of the NBA season, who do you feel the NBA MVP should be and will be?
I think it should be a co-MVP. I'm getting to the point where I'm just going to have to say a co-MVP. Personally, I'm going to tell you my real thoughts on what I think that James Harden deserves MVP. I'm going to tell you why. It's not only just a record, because right now the Rockets have the 3rd best record in the NBA. That's not just in the West. That's in the NBA. That's better than the Cavs. It's better than the Celtics. It's better than everybody in the East. The Rockets have the best record, or the 3rd best record. James Harden has elevated his game. He has elevated that team. A team compressed of Ryan Anderson, who's been a great 3-point shooter, but not consistent. Throughout his career, he has not been consistent, and he's also been injury prone. Same with Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon was a top, was he in the 1st round pick?
Oh, yeah. He was like a top 10 pick.
Exactly, and he's had the talent, but couldn't stay healthy. No one's really hollering about those 2 picks. I don't care what nobody says. I'm tired of everybody saying, oh, James Harden has a better team than Westbrook. That's fine and dandy, but nobody was hollering home about James Harden and the Rockets going anywhere. But let me tell you right now,
and everybody – both of those picks also came on the 2nd day of free agency, so every team in the league could have had them.
And let me tell you right now, OKC, going into this season, I'm going to tell you right now, everybody that the KD left, everybody said Russell Westbrook is going to get MVP. Everybody forgot it. I didn't forget it. Everybody said Westbrook is going to be MVP. Why? Because last year he almost averaged a triple-double. Everybody knew that since KD was going to leave, he was going to pick all his numbers even up higher, because now he doesn't have KD taken away from his style of play that Westbrook likes to do. Mm-hmm. So we knew what his stats was going to be. We knew OKC was going to be in the mix. We knew OKC was going to float around that 6 or 7 seed, because we knew the type of player Westbrook was going to be, the type of revenge that he would want to go on, just so he could get into the playoffs and show everybody that he can lead the team without KD, which is impressive. Don't get me wrong. Very impressive what he's doing. But nobody saw James Harden and the Rockets doing anything that they're doing right now.
In the 7th seed, maybe.
No, nobody. No, not even that. Before the season was even kicked off, they didn't have they had the Rockets at the number 10 seed. They didn't even see us get into the playoffs this year. The Rockets have single-handedly destroyed everybody's doubts of the Rocket. D'Antoni said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I did with the Suns. Back in the day, it was a fast-paced team that beat the slow team. Everybody was doing half-court offenses. D'Antoni was like, push, push, push. That's what I'm going to do. Push tempo, push tempo, push tempo. Yes, it hurt him in the playoffs, but guess what? When it was moving, you couldn't stop them. Same with the Rockets. The Rockets don't play the greatest defense. They can't play defense when they need to play defense, but the Rockets game is shoot the 3, don't shoot the 2-pointer. If you don't have the 3, you go into the lane, you have a better percentage chance of making of making a layup and getting fouled than you shooting a jumper and missing it and pushing the tempo. That's what D'Antoni did. He shuffled the whole Rockets offense, and we're now the 3rd best team in the league. And guess what? James Harden is Steve Nash 2.0. Better numbers, better assists, better rebounds, better steals, better blocks than Steve Nash when he won MVP. James Harden is doing that. And don't go running into me saying, oh, Westbrook got 34 triple-doubles. Look at all his triple-doubles. He's going to average triple-double. James Harden is at 17 triple-doubles. So don't sneeze at the triple-double because it's not amazing because LeBron has 10 and James Harden has 17. So don't overhype the triple-double. And then on top of that, James Harden is averaging 29, 8, and 11.
Mm-hmm.
He's almost averaging a triple-double. So don't sit up there and tell me Westbrook deserves triple-double. I mean, deserves it because he getting a triple-double and he leading a team with less talent than Harden, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? OKC had their chance to get Ryan Anderson, Eric Gordon, Lou Will, whoever else they wanted to get. They didn't make any moves. Sorry.
They wanted Oladipo.
That's your loss. That's your loss. That's your loss. What he's doing this year is very incredible. It is astounding what he's doing this year. Guess what? Did you see when James Harden was neck and neck with Steph Curry 2 years ago, but it didn't seem like they were favoring James Harden so much. But it seemed like all of a sudden what Westbrook doing is something that's so glowing and it's never been done before. Everyone gives him attention. No one gives James Harden attention like I feel like he deserves. He's constantly, since he's been with the Rockets, we have never missed the playoffs. Yes, you may question his defense, but nobody saw the kid from Arizona as the one that's balling out there with the Rockets right now. Give the man credit. He single-handedly has carried our team. Don't tell me that the Rockets are going to be in the playoffs contention without James Harden. Take James Harden off that team. You have a bunch of talented skill players with no structure. They're not making the playoffs. I don't care what you say. Yeah, Ryan Anderson can shoot the three. Eric Gordon can shoot the three. Trevor Ariza can shoot the three. Beverly has gotten better shooting the three. Lou Wills can shoot the three. Guess what? All that three-point shooting is beautiful if you don't have nobody else to orchestrate it and set you up for the good three-point shot.
There you go.
Because none of these people are making it on their own. James Harden sets these people up to be successful like they are. It ain't just these people just pulling up, backing people to the lane, turning up and pulling up for threes. These people are not playing ISO ball. James Harden has the ball 95% to 99% of the time, and he sets these people up so they can succeed. Don't sit up there and just sit up there and say they have a better team than OKC. Sorry that James Harden makes these players play better, so that's why their stats look better. That's all I got to say about it.
There you go. There you go. Hey, man, there's no arguing on my end. You know how I feel about James. He stepped up this game, just like you said, and I don't think it's nobody else that at least deserves half of the MVP more than James Harden. If you want to make co-MVPs, like you said, you can go ahead pro wrestling there for the amazing season that he's had, but not to discredit him, like you said, like everything you just said, James Harden is Steve Nash 2.0, and he's doing it by scoring a lot more than Steve Nash, by also dishing out the same amount of assists. So just those 10 points, he's creating either 5 more baskets or he's getting to the free throw line 10 more times than Steve Nash. Either way, it's still more productive because he has a lot more responsibility, because Steve Nash had a Joe Johnson for a couple of years. Steve Nash had a Barbosa behind him. Steve Nash had someone in Amar'e Stoudemire there he can run pick and rolls with all day, because that was one of the best pick and roll big man we've seen probably in the last 15 years, Amar'e Stoudemire in that D'Antoni system.
Shawn Marion,
who could create his own shots, and he could also get his team involved, and he was a hustler on the glass.
Boris Diaw,
who's also a stretch forward in some parts of the offense. So you didn't have that kind of talent like you got, so he's definitely doing something special. I just hope that this year he finally gets that credit that he deserves after not making any of the All-NBA teams last year. This is the type of season that he bounced back and had. So I hope they reward him. But, man, let's get into the catch of the day.
Don't move on too quick. Hey, don't move too quick. Can you hear me?
What you got?
Don't move too quick. It is last year to make any of the All-NBA teams. And everybody wants to talk about how Anthony Davis deserves to make first team NBA. They have a worse record than what the Rockets had last year. James Harden put up 29 points last year. I think he had like
29, 6, and 6.
Yes, those were great numbers. And you telling me that he couldn't make All NBA at all?
And he didn't even care about basketball last year. You can tell.
Texas player. He didn't play. He didn't. Man, James Harden didn't care about basketball and still put up those numbers.
Mm-hmm. He messed around and did 25, 6, and 6 while being pretty much unexpired. Like, that's just him going out there just showing up for work. 25, 6, and 6.
I mean, it sells itself. It sells itself why James Harden deserves to be MVP. There's nobody who's elevated his game more. It's nobody that beat the odds. Everybody always saw Westbrook being, a dog or being, this amazing player that everybody hypes up in their mind. No one saw James Harden. James Harden was a sixth man. Now he's a star. Like, he's going toe to toe with Westbrook. Like, no one saw that.
1 game in 3 years. James Harden's missed 1 game in 3 years. How many superstars have we seen be out for the season these past 3 years? From Kevin Durant to Dwayne Wade to Kyrie Irving to Kevin Love. But it's one superstar that day in and day out you can almost depend on to be there. That's James Harden. And the only reason he missed that game is because he got suspended for kicking LeBron. That's the only reason.
Sure did. And then, LeBron was Mr. Dependable back in the day. Now he takes a leisure time off, to go, relax or do whatever LeBron likes to do. But he was very dependable too. But James Harden has always been dependable. Westbrook's really been dependable. He had a few injuries and so much, but give the man some credit, man. Harden has defeated the odds and exceeded expectation. He's in the conversation of being one of the most popular players in the NBA. One of the best 2 guards, or you can go ahead. Oh, DeMarcus, there goes another argument right there. James Harden played 2 guard, is now playing point guard.
Mm-hmm.
The player I've ever seen in my life switch from one position to a whole nother position and elevate his game to compete with all the other people that play that position. Who would have thought that James Harden would he leads the league in assists, and he was a 2 guard last year.
Mm-hmm.
They're switching into the point guard position, leading the lead in assists. Give the man some credit. Yeah, he may be working in the D'Antoni offense, but guess what? Who cares? Nobody gave Michael Jordan hype saying, "Oh, guess what? Michael Jordan looks better because he played in the Phil Jackson triangle offense, or maybe Shaq looked better because he played in the triangle, that good pick and roll that Kobe used to play." No, it doesn't matter. What matters is you went in and you dominated and you played the best of your ability. And James Harden has done that, and he deserves some credit. No one's talking about that. No one's talking about him going from a 2 guard to a point guard. I'm telling you that I totally forgot about that.
No doubt. Let's continue this talk about dependability and move into the catch of the day. We recently just had Dirk join the 30,000 point club, joining the likes of Kareem, Karl, Kobe, Michael, and Wilt. LeBron's right there, so we really don't even have to discuss him joining the club. We know he'll be number 7. But number 8 could be a number of people. You got Dwayne Wade out there. You got Carmelo out there. You got KD. You got James Harden. You got Russ. And, we just talked about dependability with James Harden only missing 1 game. Russell Westbrook has probably been one of the most dependable stars. If you want to be completely honest, he didn't get hurt his first time ever until the Patrick Beverley injury that took him out for the playoffs. That was his first time missing any type of game. And you see how he bounced back and seemed like he's gotten more athletic since the injury. And I honestly think those are going to be the 2 players out of James Harden or Russell Westbrook, if not both. I think Russell has a better chance to get there before James because he doesn't explode for like 50 or 60 points, but he can get you 30 to 40 on a pretty normal basis. And I think James, if he continues to develop his game in this certain way, he's going to be up there in assists. I think James can average double-digit assists at least 3 more seasons. And that's taking away a lot of his shots to get to 30,000 pretty quickly. But I think off dependability alone is going to be those 2. We see D Wade already out for the season. I don't think he'll get there. You got Curry and Durant. Curry's already missed a lot of time. Durant's missed a lot of game time. So I think it's going to be tough for them to get there, especially with them being on the same team. I don't see Carmelo getting there at all. I think he's going to start to tail off as a scorer. And sooner or later, he's going to be a 10-point to 15-point averager on somebody's bench. But as far as longevity, staying healthy, that's going to be the key to everything. Because all those players I named, they was very healthy in their career, especially Dirk. You didn't see a lot of injuries from Dirk. And on top of that, he always had an advantage with his shooting. He could shoot over people, rise up. So he always had advantages as a scorer. But health considered, I think James Harden and Russell Westbrook are the only two that have a shot to get there.
Yeah, of all those people that you named, yes, those two are you basically took all the words out of my mouth. Everybody that you named is going to make it. Same with D Wade. If it wasn't for D Wade, yeah. You had that talk about
I was a huge D Wade fan.
Yeah, like who was the great of the great? Who's going to become the great of the greats when we look back in time? D Wade has to be, because I was looking back at old game tape when my Mavs
aggressive.
My Mavs went to the finals, and when they beat the Miami Heat,
D Wade got a lot of calls.
It was D Wade. He got a lot of calls, but D Wade was out there.
He was forcing the issue. They really was fouling him because like I say, he drives to the lane like he was a power forward.
Yeah, he like D Rose. He like D Rose, but he don't get hurt as much as D Rose. He gets hurt, but he don't get hurt as much.
The only reason he got hurt, honestly, if you ask me, I think the only reason Dwayne Wade's career didn't last as long is because his after play antics, like he went to the ground too damn hard.
He would fall on the ground way too much.
Yeah, way too hard. I think he got like the compression pants a little bit too late. He should have had a whole compression bodysuit on the way he was taking that. But D Wade took a lot of contact. Like I say, he never had the best shot, but he developed it a little bit. He probably got his percentage as high as 36 or 37 as far as 3 points, which isn't much, but for somebody that wasn't a natural 3-point shooter, that was a lot, because he really could take it to the lane. He could block shots. He could get steals. He could make plays. He did a lot of what James Harden is doing, but he wasn't as finesse as James Harden. He didn't really have like a Euro step. He'd have I'm coming in, I may dunk on you, or I'm going to try to finish and get an and one type of game.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Now that you mentioned that, I don't think, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
The thing about it, now that you say that, I don't see Westbrook making it. I'm going to tell you why. If they're going to rely on Westbrook for a lot going forward with OKC, because I don't see a lot of star power going to OKC. The only reason why I say I don't see Westbrook making it is because, like you said with D-Wade, body contact. Westbrook takes a lot of contact. He takes a lot of hits to the body. He drives to the lane a lot. He doesn't have that consistent jumper that he can rely on, that outside jumper or that 3-point shot. So he always goes into the lane a lot, and he likes to go and bang with the big boys sometimes and get the rebounds. What's going to start to happen, and hear what I say.
It only
coming into the next
foul on the foot. So I got you.
That's what I'm saying. It's coming these next couple of years. It's going to be some big boys coming into the lane. Westbrook is going to have to stop trying to get in that lane and trying to get the rebounds, trying to pad his stacks, because a lot of people want to say why these other players couldn't get triple doubles. LeBron James is showing you how easy it is to get triple double. But what it is the point guards are like, I'm too small. I don't need to go in the lane and try to fight for a rebound when I have a center there. Or the centers are like, I don't need to pass that ball as often because the point guard can do all that. See, Westbrook wants to do all that. And yes, he's young. Yes, he's athletic. But guess what? That catches up with you after a while. He's going to start getting hit a little bit harder than usual. And that's going to slow down. So if he tailor his game to that and he can avoid injuries or as much contact, then I can see him making the 30,000. But I can really see that contact catching up with him. Same with James Harden. James Harden eludes contact, so I can see him scoring 30,000. Yes, I feel like he's going to get his assist game up, but I feel like the pace that the Rockets play, he's always going to have a consistent 25 to 30 points he can get. So I think he can keep it up, and he don't miss a lot of games.
No, he doesn't miss a lot of games at all, and that's why it's key for both of them. But the thing with Westbrook, like I said, he didn't come to the NBA with knee issues like Dwayne Wade. Like Dwayne Wade failed in the draft because his knee issues at Marquette. He was one of the best players I've seen in college. I'm not a big.
He was amazing.
I'm not a big NCAA guy, but I watched Marquette make it to the Final Four behind Dwayne Wade. And I watched him commit for the draft. And I'm like, man, this is Dwayne Wade. He got confidence. He was the first player that I seen commit for the draft in first person. I know it sounds crazy, but that's the type of confidence he had. He said, hey, Dwayne Wade is going to do what's best for Dwayne Wade, and Dwayne Wade is going to the NBA draft. It takes confidence for a player to, just do something like that, because you're going to get drafted. You're going to be a great. And if he had great legs, if he had perfect legs, Dwayne Wade would have easily hit 30,000 points. I got no doubt in my mind.
I agree.
But I just think that toll, it takes too much out of you, because you think about this. He's 19, 18 years old, still growing as an NBA player, because we've seen what Kevin Durant, he came to the league like 6'9". Now he's gotten bigger. Paul George was 6'8". Now he's almost 6'11". So Dwayne Wade, he was like 6'3" in college, and he made it to 6'4" in the NBA. Imagine how tall he would have been if he didn't have the knee issues. He could have been maybe 6'5".
Yeah,
because that's why he was such a tweener. Like, his body wasn't able to develop being 19 years old, having that type of surgery. So that's why I think. What you got?
Oh, the other player that I say that can make it to 30,000, and I know it's too early to say this, is Karl-Anthony Towns, because once again, Karl-Anthony Towns does stay healthy. He's always dependable. He doesn't miss too many games. Yes, he hasn't played that many games, but you can tell that he keeps his body right. He keeps his body in shape. He's always looking to perfect his game. He has the outside shot. He avoid contact. He's a smooth big man. He's not a big man that wants to bang and dunk on and do all the. He's like a Tim Duncan if Tim Duncan had a raw ass jumper, in my opinion.
There you go.
Anthony Davis is not going to make it. What'd you say?
I said I can agree with that.
And I don't see Anthony Davis making it because he can't stay healthy. Anthony Davis is always hurt. If every other day I look at a report and says, "Oh, Anthony Davis hurts toe, Anthony Davis hurts arm," he's always got some type of injury, so he's not going to make it. And I can't think of nobody else in the NBA that I can see really taking on the responsibility of being a scorer as well as being healthy, except Karl-Anthony Towns, Westbrook, and James Harden.
There you go. Let's just give them a list something extra, man. You got any movies you're gonna be looking forward to seeing that's about to come out, or anything you've seen in the last week?
Movies, I want to go catch that King Kong, Beauty and Beast coming out. The childhood, that good old Power Rangers coming out next week, so I will be catching that. But there's a little plug that I would like to put in. There is a rapper, JID, that J. Cole just signed to Dreamville, and he currently has a project out called The Never Story. Y'all should go check that out. It's not an album, but a mixtape. He has lyrical talent that can go bar to bar with J. Cole, if not better. The dude has lyrical capability to go toe and toe with Eminem, in my opinion. And I feel like with J. Cole and in the structure of Dreamville and what J. Cole can do with his artists, a lot of people haven't heard of Boz, Kaz, or Omen, or anybody in J. Cole can, but they do have lyrical talent, and this guy he has star potential. So I think people should check out for JID, and it's called The Never Story.
Okay, there you go, JID, The Never Story. And on top of that, man, you got any TV shows that came back on that you're interested in watching? Anything you've been catching on the good old tube lately?
Man, there's this is one show that I'm pretty sure a majority of people watch, but I watch my shows, but there's a lot of shows I like to put people on, and that's Star. Star is a great show. It just ended, making way for Empire, so I won't be watching Empire. I'm not a fan of Empire. But Star was a really great show. The music was good. The acting was not terrible. Tyrese wasn't on too many more episodes. That's the only problem in the acting department that I didn't too much care about. I love the story. I love the women of the show. They really stepped their game up, just to know in the backstory that these are actual artists that are trying to get on in the music scene of real life, of our life, and they just they play these characters, so they're not really actors playing. See, I thought they were actors playing a singing group, but this is actually a singing group trying to get out there and get their name out there and show everybody their talent. So I thought that was really impressive, and it really showed it showed me that I can't judge a lot of these shows, because if you're a cable show, I'm 9 times out of 10 I don't watch cable shows, because they have these filler episodes, these boring episodes that serve no point to the story and stuff like that. They want to stretch it into 22 episodes. I don't understand why a season needs to be 22 episodes. That's ridiculous. But Star was really a good show, and I really encourage people to check that out. And also Game of Thrones, man. Game of Thrones is coming back. They just dropped this and said it's coming out this summer, so I'll be looking forward to that one.
There you go, man. Y'all just got a litany of things to go check out on your free time. Get that DVR going. Get some on-demand going. Just check out everything that MG got going to y'all every week. Sir. But, man, it's been a great episode today. We got the NCAA tournament going on. We may catch up on a little bit. Do you fill out the bracket, man? I never actually asked you. Do you fill out the bracket?
I'm with you, man. I don't too much do NCAA basketball. I don't really watch it that much because honestly, it's really boring to watch. I'm not gonna say the tournament is interesting because everybody's
I say
competing for something.
What you say? I tune in maybe Sweet 16, Elite 8. Like I pay attention Sweet 16, but I want to know who's gonna make the Elite 8. What did start catching your attention?
So on the first watch and see for upsets. The first couple of rounds, I like to see upsets, and then I really start tuning into which player stands out, which team stands out around the Sweet 16, Elite 8 type of area. But honestly, I don't watch NCAA basketball because it's just the offense that they run is really boring to me. It's just like
too much time.
It is too much time. They do like to milk the clock. They don't like to really push the tempo too much.
They dribble for 20 seconds.
But I have seen a few games that I was really impressed with. And I really that boy Skip probably tomorrow is going to be complaining that Vanderbilt lost. That was a good game. That was a real good game. But he's going to be complaining that they lost. But I'm going to be watching. I'm be peeping. I think we're going to let people know what we think. But I didn't make a bracket.
No, that's cool. Yeah, we'll tune in probably next week. It should be down to at least the field of 32, if not the Sweet 16. So we'll probably tune in, dish out a couple predictions. If y'all want to find any of our content, y'all can catch us on the Facebook page, Fish and Grits. Also on K5 Radio at k5radio.com. Y'all can catch me and Marcus on either Instagram or Facebook. Anyway, if you got any questions, feel free to inbox us. We'll definitely answer any questions you guys do have, even if it's just a personal question. Feel free to ask. We may add y'all a question online. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. We might give you a little shout out if you send us any kind of question that you want us to put into the catch of the day.
There we go. We're trying to become a little bit more interactive as the year goes toward the football season when everything gets interesting. So we'll start beginning more interactive as the year goes on. But as for now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Fish and Grits, and you guys have just been served.
Y'all enjoy.